How on earth do you like candy corn?
You know what? I get that all the time. Candy corn is banging. No, I'll give up candy corn if the Giants make it to the playoffs.
Welcome to the Tailgate, brought to you by Verizon. 5G built right from the network more people rely on, only on Verizon. I'm Michelle Margot. That is Ralph Vacchiano. And Ralph, the first thing that I want to do on this week's show is bring back one of our favorite segments. Can you guess which one it is?
I think I can. There's somebody that needs fixing.
Under the hood. So
I got to tell you, though, it's not fixing we need. We just need to light it on fire.
Oh, okay. Well, let's not do that. First things first, how do you fix the Giants defense?
Look, the best way to fix the Giants defense is to do nothing at all. It's the same group that ranked in the top 15 last year. They're a good group. They're just playing poorly right now. I think they'll put it together. Nobody wants patience. Nobody wants to take their time. I think the defense of all things with the Giants is probably the most likely thing to end up being okay.
Interesting. All right. Well, when we did this segment last year, this is what you had to say about Evan Engram.
Tape. It's because I couldn't find glue, but he needs it on his hands. If he can start holding on to balls, that actually will make him a very valuable player.
So how do you fix him now?
Well, the tape. You could still definitely use the tape. If I had a big vat of glue, I would give him that. But I'm actually stunned that this is still a problem. I would have thought after the big drops last year, he would have spent the entire offseason just dipping his hands in a vat of Stickum or something, because it's getting ridiculous. If I were Daniel Jones, I would not feel good throwing to him in crunch time right now. I would find somebody else because Evan Engram is just unreliable.
What about Zach Wilson? How do you fix him?
You know, he's another one that needs some time, but what he needs more than anything else, I think, right now is support. All these young quarterbacks struggle because they go to bad teams, and until those teams get better, they're going to continue to struggle. So right now, he needs a better supporting cast, and if he doesn't get that from that offensive line, doesn't get it from Corey Davis, he's just not going to be good anytime soon.
I have to say, I'm a little disappointed by your lack of utilization of the tools from your toolbox.
There we go. We can light it on fire anytime you want.
Call 555 Yo Rob.
Let's dive into the comment section and welcome back Bleacher Report's Connor Rogers. Connor, might I ask, how are the Jets making you feel right now?
It's tough times. You're looking for progress. I think the defense has overachieved, but the offense has been a complete zero with the young quarterback, first-time play caller, a lot of new pieces gelling together. So it's been a really tough 3-game stretch for the Jets offense.
That's a diplomatic way of saying that. When I talk to people who are Jets fans, there's a lot more four-letter words that get thrown at me when I ask that question.
Connor's a professional. He doesn't use four-letter words. On that note, let's hear from our first fan.
What's up, Tailgate? I have one question for you guys. Where on earth is Denzel Mims? Why is he not playing? He's played, one snap this year, during which he made a catch? We got receivers dropping passes left and right, and this guy's nowhere to be found. What's the deal?
Yeah, it's a great first question, right? I think it's the one that's coming up in every presser, littering the field with a lot of third-string type tight ends or backup wide receivers that don't have the raw ability Denzel Mims has not produced anything. The Jets staff can say that he needs to learn to play all three positions or whatever they want to throw at him, or that he keeps having great weeks of practice. But at some point, you need a size and speed threat like Denzel Mims. That's why I used the second-round draft pick on him in 2020. He has enough talent to play. You saw plenty of flashes of it in the preseason. And right now, nobody's really getting open. So I think something has to give, and Denzel Mims has to see the field.
Yeah, I agree. And, the coaching staff's explanations make sense. The fourth and fifth receivers should play all three spots. They should play special teams. Their fourth receiver is Keelan Cole. What has he done? Braxton Berrios hasn't done a whole lot. He's their third receiver right now until Jamison Crowder is healthy. Mims has ability, and if you're the Jets and you can't move the ball on offense and you got a quarterback who's struggling, you want the big, fast target out there. See what he can do. Don't waste his time on the inactive list.
Tailgate, this is Ian Begley, host of SNY.TV's The Putback. We're back on October 13th, ahead of the Knicks opener on October 20th. What I wanted to ask you guys is, will the Jets or the Giants have a win by the time the Knicks open the season on October 20th?
Wow, Ian jumping into our show to get a little publicity for The Putback. unless the Knicks and Nets open their season sometime in December, I can't imagine either one of them is going to have a win by the time basketball season actually opens. It's hopeless here. I'm actually looking forward to basketball season, and I can't believe I'm actually saying that. Really more hockey season.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way, Ralph. I think when you look at it, man, the Knicks open up on the 20th, and you're looking at the Giants schedule, Saints, Cowboys, Rams before that. That is brutal. Not expecting a win there. I think the only one you can look at and say maybe is the Jets, Falcons in London, because a lot of weird things have happened in London over the years. If there's a chance for a win between the two teams, the Giants almost beat the Falcons. Maybe the Jets have a shot.
Time for home field advantage as we welcome in friend of the show, Joe Ruback, aka License Plate Guy. What's up, Joe?
Not my team.
Yeah, so what is your honest assessment of your Giants being 0-3 right now?
It's really tough, man. I mean, we're talking about, a decade of just poor play. The Giants are just unfortunately a bad football team, and that pains me to say it, but it's true. Whether they're rebuilding, not rebuilding, going for it all, it's just poor. New York football is bad.
So if we don't see any improvement this season, and that's very possible as the schedule doesn't get much easier, what has to happen?
That's the million-dollar question, Michelle. The Giants don't normally do anything in season. They're very professional. They don't want to throw anybody under the bus. Personally, you got to do something now. Let's say 0-5 or 0-6 hits. Dave Gettleman has got to go. I think the Giants need a new GM, someone that understands the new player. I think that has passed him by. Great football mind, but it's time to let it go.
Do you believe in Daniel Jones?
Ooh! Do I believe in Daniel Jones? Let me tell you something. I think he's getting the raw end of the deal right now. He is doing just fine. He can run this franchise the way the Giants want. The Giants have put many pieces around him, and that's what I'm struggling with. Your answer is yes, but there are no excuses, and this is year 3, and he's already 0-3 because it falls on his shoulders.
So you're arguably the biggest Giants fan. So how did you become a Giants fan?
So Giants fans are bred into the family. If I wasn't a Giant fan, I'd be up for adoption day one. So when I was 16, I got this plate, and I went to motor vehicles and I got it, and it's still on my car today. And now I have 100 plates from all kind of Giants fans from all over the country, and Giants fans rock together.
I believe that I saw one of the fans got a tattoo of you and your license plates. How did that come about?
That was tattoo number 2 person. Yes, I'm on number 2 already. That's mind-boggling to me. So this guy who I met a couple of times on the road at some Giant games, and I guess, we hit it off as fans. And next thing you know, he sends me, he says, "Hey, can I show you something?" And he shows me this tattoo, his whole leg, and I was dumbfounded. And then I got to witness it in person this past Sunday.
That is 2 more tattoos of you than there are of me out there, and I feel offended by that. Thank you so, so much. We really appreciate your time.
Anything for you guys. I love the show. Let's go, Giants!
We're gonna be all right, guys. You got that? We're gonna be all right.
Let's get into victory formation. And Ralph, Joe Judge thinks the Giants are gonna be all right. So can you tell me why you think the Giants will be all right?
If I'm going to find a bright side, I guess it's that they're really just a couple of plays away from being 2-1, and that's the really bright side. And maybe most importantly, they look like they have found their most important ingredient. Daniel Jones might be pretty good, and if you have the quarterback in this league, you've got a lot and you can win some games. So there you go. There's the bright side of this basically past decade for Giants football.
Very positive, Ralph. All right, Connor, why will everything be fine for the Jets?
Well, it can't get any worse on offense than what we've seen for the first 3 weeks. And they've gone through a gauntlet, right? They have a first-time play caller. They have a 22-year-old rookie quarterback, an offensive line that's still kind of figuring it out again, and a lot of new pieces at the skills position. This is the first year that Joe Douglas, who got a 6-year contract, Robert Saleh, and Zach Wilson are aligned together. They're not necessarily the answer. We haven't seen anything to prove that, but they're going to be given the time. Whether this year is a total zero or not, this ownership is behind the alignment of those three. Jets fans don't want to hear it once again, but they do have to be patient because there's a lot of news still here.
Whatever helped you sleep at night, Connor. That is going to do it for this week's episode of The Tailgate. For Connor Rogers, Ralph Vacchiano, I'm Michelle Margot. We will see you next week where hopefully we will be celebrating a New York football victory.